Hey guys, REI 360 Show, episode number 14. I'm Chris, my business partner Jason, as always. Topic for today, cool idea that we definitely like to focus on and like to put out to our community and all of our clients and everything else. Invest where you know, invest in what you know.
That's right.
And then later on, a couple tips and tricks on how to branch out if you need to.
Exactly.
You want to dive in there?
Yeah, absolutely. So if you're new to investing, or even if you're experienced investing, I'm going to guess that you, for the most part, you've been investing in your local area, and obviously that's strongly recommended. You know, stick to your local area. I mean, what better place? You have all the resources there. You could drive to the properties. You can hone in on all your marketing. You know, if anything really kind of falls apart, you can get to the property quickly and you can clean it up. You know, what better sense would make than, you know, stick locally? You know, sometimes it kills me when I talk to all these investors, say, oh, I'm investing in Southern California, or I'm investing in Texas, or the market's good in Florida. It's, what the heck do you know about those areas?
Right.
You know,
especially in the residential world.
Exactly, especially in the residential world. I mean, listen, as a lender, we only lend in our local market. We know it. We have MLS access here, all of our resources here. We can drive to all the properties. You know, it doesn't really make sense to, you know, focus on other areas when there's plenty of opportunity of where you are right now.
For sure. And as a lender, I mean, we see it all the time, and it's really a big red flag if someone approaches us to fund deals and they say that they're doing a flip in Philly and an apartment building here, and they're looking at properties in Texas and REO, and we're like, okay, we can tell pretty quickly that they don't have a whole lot going on. They don't have their strategy dialed in, and they might not be doing any business at all. Yeah,
and I think a lot of it is people chase deals around, and you know, they say, oh, any good deal I'll do and invest in, and you know, and I get it. You know, if you know, you get a good opportunity, yeah, maybe it's worth exploring it, but you'll learn as you grow. Like, you got to invest in what you understand and what you know and in areas that you're in. And really, there's plenty of inventory. I think a lot of it is, oh, well, you know, DC market, it's hot, you know, it's hard to get deals, or, you know, whatever the case is. Agreed, it is hot. And it is, but like, you're probably not doing enough marketing, which is key to all this, to get those deals.
Yeah, I mean, don't think that there aren't enough deals in your hometown, because there are.
And no matter where you are, it doesn't even matter.
Yeah, definitely agree with that.
And especially if you're in a market where, like, there's a DC in Baltimore, you know, although most DC people don't invest in Baltimore, a lot of Baltimore people don't invest in DC.
That's fine.
Yeah, exactly. It's only 30, 45 minutes away.
Right.
So, you know, if you're not gonna, you know, take it from the experts and, you know, stick to what you know. And another side of it is, besides the area, which is really important, is the property types.
Yep.
You know, we know how many people, actually, let me tell a real quick story related to this. So a buddy of mine, a few days ago, I'm not going to say any names, sent me something. He said, hey, will you take a look at this? You know, I'd like to, you know, it's an opportunity I was thinking about. And I was like, sure, I'll take a look at it. Sends me over it. The first thing said shopping center. Like, that was the top line. And I was like, pass. I was like, not interested.
That's a pass.
He's like, why? I mean, whatever. I was like, well, first off, I don't know anything about shopping centers. And second off, you don't know anything about shopping centers. So what are you going to invest in this shopping center deal, or even entertain it? You know, entertain it without knowing anything about it.
Right.
And I get it. Like, you can learn about that. So go learn about it first. You can get yourself some resources, go hook up with some resources. But that's the first thing to do. I mean, you're not just going to jump into the shopping center when you're used to doing, you know, residential rental properties as your primary focus, and then just jump into this mold. Could it be a good deal? I mean, I don't even know if it's a good deal or not a good deal. I mean, and I don't know if he knows.
Yeah, I mean, you'll notice when talking with successful lenders or investors that they can tell you right away what they do. Like our friend from high school, he does condos in DC.
Yep.
That's it. He's not doing apartments in Arlington and shopping centers and Falls Church. Like, condos in DC.
Exactly. This guy today said why, you know, he goes, you know, building these ground up constructions are great. I don't understand why you guys don't like them. It's like, I don't know them. It's not what we do. It doesn't fit my wheelhouse. You got to have a wheelhouse. That's the most important thing. You know, have a wheelhouse.
It's about discipline. It's about discipline of being able to pass on those opportunities, even if it seems like low-hanging fruit or something like that. I mean, until you are really a pro at your game plan, at plan A, you have to pass on these other things that come your way. It's a discipline. It's part of being an investor.
And it's hard to pass on opportunities. I mean, any investor has a hard time. Entrepreneur, investor, real estate guy. I mean, we like deals. It's hard. You're deal junkies. Like, you don't want to pass on any opportunities. You want to leave money on the table. You don't want to leave that on the table. And I got it. And I'm not necessarily saying, like, leave a good opportunity on the table, but you just got to understand that opportunity first. And again, if you want to get into shopping centers, I don't want to get into shopping centers. It's not my thing, personally. So I have no interest in it.
Right.
But if somebody, that shopping center deal, if you're really going to dive into that, you better learn it. You better read up on it. You better educate yourself with it. Call everybody you know that's in that space and determine if it's right for you. And if it's not,
right, and get used to that process too. Like if you look at any kind of investor business, like it could be real estate, it could be stocks, venture capital, they all look at 100 deals and pick one.
Yeah.
And you have to get used to that and know that that's your model. And you can't chase around all these other things because you're not going to put the right amount of time to the important things. Like even dating myself a little bit here, but in the movie Wall Street, the Michael Douglas character in that, Gecko.
Yep.
Famous quote says, I look at 100 deals a day, I pick one. Yeah. What do you have for me? And so having that kind of discipline when in your real estate business, even though it's challenging, it has to be the same way. You have to be able, even if it's like 10, 15 grand off of what you need your sales price to be, you have to stick to your guns.
Exactly. Yeah, I mean, you make your money when you buy in this, and if there's any reluctancy of, oh, well, these numbers might be tight, well, they're more than tight by the time that project's over.
Right.
with everything that could go wrong, and the truth of the matter is, it's master it. If you're flipping single-family houses, master it. I mean, learn more about construction, permitting, a flow. I mean, I can tell you, like for all our rental properties, that we're buying and that we've been very active with recently. Like I know what areas they work in, the exact numbers. What our cash flow is, what's everything. And it either fits or it doesn't fit. And if it doesn't fit, no problem. Maybe there's another opportunity we could do with that deal, like flip it, wholesale it, something else. But related to the rental side, I know exactly what that is. So obviously, before you branch out into other things, stick to your local area, stick to the property types you understand. And then as you grow, again, there's nothing wrong with branching out into larger buildings.
Yeah. Here's the caveat. Here's like the sub thing. Like all that being said, stick to your area, stick to your game plan, stick to the property and deal types that you know. And once you're a true pro at that and you're doing well in your core business and you feel like you do have what it takes to underwrite another deal type, or maybe expand to pick one geographic market and go there, it can be done. People do it all the time. Like we're mainly a fix and flip residential lender, but we also do commercial bridge loans. Like that's part of our wheelhouse too. Only maybe 10% of it, but over time after really learning our game plan and perfecting it, or getting as close as possible, we branched out into something, and we'll continue to do that in the future, but with a lot of discipline.
Yeah, and one other thing to bring up, because we talked about this topic a few weeks ago, and somebody tweeted in a question, and I kind of remember exactly how it was phrased. I don't remember the guy's name or anything, but it had to do with how does this, it's something related to how it applies to him, because he told me he had a bunch of rental properties in Texas. He said, I have a bunch of rental properties in Texas that, we invest in, these guys do the work, and it's like a turnkey model type of thing, and he owns a bunch of rentals. And he's like, the numbers don't work in the Northern Virginia market like they work there. And my response, and I don't know if we ever responded, but the response to it is, in that particular case, it's more of a passive investment than an active investment. Like he's not looking to be like an expert in buying all these rentals there. Like he's passively investing in these deals. So he had to put up $50,000. Someone did all the active work. They found the deal. They did that, and he's just getting a return on it plus the equity. Again, personally, I don't think that's something that we would do, and that's just because I know there's a lot of opportunities here locally. Yeah. For this particular guy, he had money that he didn't want to be actively involved. He wanted to, hand the money over to someone turnkey, get the cash flow from it. I get it, and that happens regularly. It's just stick to what you know. Hashtag the REI 360 show.
Yep, on any social media, use that hashtag to ask any questions. We'll take a look at them throughout the week and address them on a future show. Thanks, guys, for coming through. You got anything else? We're good?
Like us on iTunes.
Oh, yeah.
Episode 15 is going to be awesome, by the way, so stay tuned. Hashtag the REI 360 show. Take care.